Recently, we've really been focusing on a certain signal, and that signal did pop up today. Now, this signal is something that we saw multiple times in the past, and we suggested that people be aware if this signal pops up with elevated volatility, because that means we can get a big move to the upside. But did this overall crash signal fail? We're going to talk about that today in today's video, but just so you can see it, you see that those 30-minute divergences, 30-minute divergences, 30-minute divergences, 30-minute divergences have all led to some big 2-hour pops recently, and we saw that shape up for today. So was there risk going into today, or was there risk at some point today? You would have to say yes, considering this confirmed while Trump was speaking on the Iran conflict, and that's where the market was really prepared for risk to come into this market. They were prepared for him to give some fireworks, but he did extend the deadline for Iran by one more day to see if they would come to a conclusion, come to some kind of decision. So we will consider failure here. We'll look at that at this point, but also we're going to get you guys those daily expected moves, those 68% zones that we like to talk about for each day. If you want the weekly expected moves, those will always be in purple. Now, before we get started on the technical analysis for today for the SPY, the Qs, IWM, and the VIX, I did want to make an announcement here. I will be setting up my new office pretty much after today. Now, I am dealing with a lot of things in the background as well, so I may not have a lot of time to post to YouTube, but I will continue to put out daily expected moves because I know a lot of people like those on this channel. I will put out those daily expected moves on Patreon every single night if I'm not able to make a YouTube video. Dealing with a lot over here, and the dog got sick right as we're about to prep for our big setup of this office. So, a lot of stuff going on. The big gist of it is here. Make sure that if you really, really like or depend on the daily expected moves and you would like these calculated levels that I give out every single day, or every single night, you can go over to Patreon. You can join. It's like $7. And then once these videos come back up, no harm, no foul. If you would like to leave the Patreon, that is perfectly fine. Thank you guys for listening to that announcement. I am looking forward to it, but expect a little bit of a different schedule of videos over the next week or so. Hopefully it's going to be sooner than that. But for now, I think we need to talk about volatility. We need to talk about the SPY because we really need to consider what can happen if something bad comes out with tomorrow's news or if it's potentially good. So let's get into it. Let's just start this off as well, right? We saw the signal from the VIX. Now, when do you want to be worried? Like, I think, at least in my opinion, is when these things stack up. So was there a risky signal that confirmed here for the SPY? And you'd have to say yes. You got the confirmation, you got a solid 30-minute bar here. You see the 30-minute divergence. You see that 30-minute divergence on the MACD and RSI, and look how significant that was. So paying attention to this is a good idea. Did this cause me to take all of my longs off? No, all I did was hedge the position in some way due to this. I did think it justified some sort of hedge. So I am going to hedge out for this week until we see a resolution or some kind of update with what's going on with Iran. I wanted to say that. For your daily expected moves for the SPY, those 665.31 to the upside, 652.55 to the downside. So this 30-minute divergence, what does that mean could have happened here? And what does it still mean, right? It's not in the realm of impossibility. It has, in a way, you could suggest that this has overall failed because you do see a confirmation on the 15-minute from the MACD. You see it on the RSI and you see it from the price action all at the same time. I do use the 15-minute on 30-minute trades to manage the trade, right? If something's going wrong, then hey, the 15-minute, it shouldn't curl up here. Well, if that was going wrong, if I took some kind of put position right here and this was able to curl up at the end of the day, hey, I can say I'm going to manage that trade, go down to zero and look for the next one if I would like to. But that was able to happen here. So you did have a failure is what I'm getting at here. You had a failure on the SPY of this signal. Does that mean that it's out of the woods yet? No, you do want to see an extended move to really get out of the woods because all that has to happen is a little rollover tomorrow. So the 30-minute chart here is still in positive territory with a risky signal. Bulls would want to get rid of that. That means that the bulls most likely want to see some sort of squeeze here. That would allow the 2-hour to keep creeping into positive territory further and further. So even with that reversal signal, if that were to remain confirmed or reconfirm tomorrow, then you would be looking for a 2-hour higher low. You would potentially be looking for the divergence, but because of the positioning of the MACD getting more and more into positive territory, you start to look for that higher low at this point. You can kind of see some shapes here that we'll probably be playing with in the near future. That's all some critical stuff, but we do know this. is this 2 hour close enough to the, or far enough away from the center line that if it were to cross down, am I going to treat it seriously? And at this point, with the conflict, if it were going to continue and I see this 2 hour confirmed down, it would be risky. You are curling down. Yeah, you're kind of positive here, but all you need is about 4 hours of any kind of downside, and you will be in negative territory. So that still tells us for right now that if the 2 hour curls down, there is a risky moment for the market. But if the 30-minute can see this curl up into positive territory, we head to that daily expected move, we wipe out divergence, here, then this means we can continue to potentially squeeze. So I wanted to mention that for the SPY, and now we're going to go check out the Qs and get you guys some daily expected moves. Qs, you can see right away, very similar boat here. Boom, we see the divergence on the MACD, on the RSI, and it's extremely significant. So should I pay attention to it? Yes. Was it kind of a flop? As of right now, the signal suggests yes. I mean, you see this 15-minute here. Now, a little bit different for the Qs. You can see it's kind of flat here, not really crossed up, but we do get that from the RSI. We do get that slightly from the price action. But is this signal completely gone? You would have to consider that as a no, and that'll make a little bit more sense as we get to volatility. But this signal would have suggested that even though this was able to go into positive territory and still pointing up to the sky, like we can see a full recovery here, there is a chance right now of seeing some kind of 2 hour higher low, of some kind of 2 hour rollover that will be risky. So we want to consider that. But at the same time, if the 30 minutes able to curl up here, we're able to extend that move up to the daily expected move of 595.18. That would be a good sign that we're kind of seeing more of this continuation, and we can potentially go all the way up to the weekly expected move. If we are going to break down from here, you're very likely to see some kind of surprise where we break through that daily expected move. If we hit a second standard deviation, you see some kind of roll like this, that is where we will be paying attention to the lower side at this point. But the Qs do have a decent amount of range here for the daily expected moves. So make sure you're out there trading like water. And let's go over IWM for a brief moment. This is where we kind of round it all together, right? You saw it on the VIX, you saw it on the SPY, you saw it on the Qs, and we suggested that IWM has overall had a different shape recently, but in the most recent price action has overall done a lot of things to kind of look exactly or mirror kind of what the Qs, kind of what the SPY are saying. So once again, we see the divergence here, we see it on the MACD, we see it on the RSI, and you see here that it reconfirmed right over in this area for the MACD, reconfirmed for the RSI, but we do not see a solid negative close below the 9 on the 30-minute. So this suggests that we do not have a full confirmation at this point, but it is still a very risky signal going into tomorrow. You have a 30-minute divergence here that suggests the 2 hour can roll to the downside. Now, when you do this, you want to make sure, hey, look at that. We just touched this top level. Where is the positioning of the 2 hour? Well, over here, it was a little bit more risky because you're right by that center line, but here you have a little bit of room. So at this point, IWM is suggesting a very similar thing to the SPY and the Qs. Hey, if we do roll over this 2 hour, treat it seriously. We can go into negative territory, and this can be a wipeout moment, but paying attention to some kind of higher low may be the best thing to do at this point. So for tomorrow, if you're going to see that 30-minute be able to wipe out those divergences, you would look at 256.13 to the upside. But if we head down to 248.59 and you see some kind of break of that level that is able to roll on the 30-minute, that's when we would be at risk of testing lower levels or even going to a bottom side weekly expected move. So I hope these levels are helpful to you. Let's go talk about volatility just to round out the whole thing. What made this signal like really risky? What really made it risky was the 2 hour chart and the daily chart, right? The daily chart is still in positive territory. Now, this is important because volatility does have somewhat of a topping signal, which means the SPY can potentially bottom here in some way for a daily upside move. You do have daily divergence on the MACD. You do have that on the RSI at the same time, and it's pretty significant there on the RSI, and it is fully confirmed. So squeeze is on the table, but notice we have a lot of room to the center line. This means we have to watch this, and if it ever curls up into positive territory again, we say, oh, that's a fake out. We might even be heading lower. So paying attention to the 2 hour chart was important because if the 2 hour is able to shape up a higher low, if the 2 hour is able to shape up a divergence right here, that would suggest that daily chart can start to turn to the upside for volatility. That usually means what? The SPY is going to drop on the daily. it's kind of an opposite reaction here. So when we dug into this and we start to see signs that the 2 hour can curl up, you kind of see the chain or the domino effect take place here, where if all of this is able to confirm and you get that moment to confirm up here, well, now the 2 hour is confirming. Then you go a little bit higher. Now the daily is confirming. Now volatility is popping off completely. So that's what can happen from these signals. You maybe remember seeing that right over here. We saw the signal pop up here. The 2 hour is able to confirm, little pullback. Oh, the daily is able to confirm. And then we set up a signal that was the opposite of that to rotate to the downside. But you did see a wave of volatility here. And this signal here is suggesting that we could see a wave of volatility in this direction. Has this overall failed for the VIX? Quick answer to that. Well, let's go look at that 15-minute. You would like to see this 30-minute back to rotating down. The 15-minute here has confirmed to the downside. We see that it is able to confirm with the price action right here. But on the next bar, you notice that it overall was somewhat flat. So we would like to see a better failure of this signal, in my opinion. You do see that the MACD tried to turn down, but on a somewhat flat bar. We see that the RSI is calling it. So price action and the RSI are suggesting that this is a failure, but the MACD is still holding, and it is the lagging indicator, but it is still holding at this point. So you want to be very aware if anything whips up into positive territory, or if this is not able to confirm back down. You would like to see the 30-minute confirm down here, and you would like to see a squeeze type moment to wipe out any chance of divergences, triple divergences, or anything like that at this point. So it's this portion here, and I guess the whole point of the video was like, was the market in a place, or is the market in a place right now where it can still see that wipeout moment? Yes. Did we get those signals to confirm? Yes. But did those signals try to fail towards the end of the day? Yeah, so you have a potential failure here of these signals, but they still should be treated pretty carefully going into tomorrow's price action. I really would suggest that. So if we take the whole argument into consideration here, this means what for the bulls and what for the bears? Well, if we're going to see this break to the upside, we would like to see this squeeze through to wipe out potential divergences up in this area. Because we have such a significant one here, though, we have to watch this early on if we rotate down and make some kind of lower high on the 30-minute, because that is what can shoot us down to the lower side weekly expected move. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know I had to go over this a little bit quickly today. Tried to keep it as simple as possible, get you guys those daily moves. And I hope if you enjoy these daily moves and you don't see a YouTube video or anything like that out in the next couple of days, join us over on Patreon. I will be posting them to Patreon every single night. Hey, thank you guys. I hope you have a great one. Peace out.